Hey, Carmelo, just wanted to ask you first of all about the defensive side of the court. Obviously, you guys scored really well tonight. But what's important when you're playing without centers or traditional centers, and what are the things you have to lock in on?
I'm going to try to answer the best I can. I don't think I really heard you, but I think it was something about a small lineup and playing without traditional centers. That was just how the game plan was made out today. Dwight and DJ, those guys was ready when just in case their number was called tonight. But playing against a team like Houston is you got to be prepared for whatever. You don't know what they're going to do. Only thing you know, they're going to play fast. They have a high power offense as far as getting up and down the court. They quick. They attack off the dribble, and they're a team that never quits. And you saw that today. So sometimes I was at the 5, sometimes LeBron was at the 5, Stanley was at the 5. So you just never know. Playing against teams like the Rockets, you just never know what type of lineups is going to be out there.
And then Melo, defensively with those groups, what's the balance for you of staying low in drop coverages versus switching out, and how are you guys determining that when you're playing that small?
That's just part of our schemes. But that's coming into the game plan. We stick to the game plan. If we have to adjust on the fly, we make adjustments. Throughout the course of the games. Having a feel for the game. Players, non-personnel, what you can do, what you can't do, who we want to beat up on the pick and rolls. Versus who you can be in drops against on the pick and roll. So that's just things that we plan for. That's part of the scouting report, and throughout the course of the games, those are adjustments.
Melo, not that it was a radical game plan change, but obviously it's different than what you guys have done. We've seen it in spurts with you and LeBron playing the 5, but not one of you guys in the starting lineup. Did it help to have yesterday's practice and film session to kind of conceptualize the game plan and then put it into place today?
But yes, because it's a very limited time of practice that we have, especially playing every other day. So I thought yesterday was pivotal as far as getting a chance to go through it and run through it. Me and LeBron at the 4-5, getting the feel for what that's like, playing with a small unit, no traditional bigs. So yes, to answer your question, I'll get together. Our practice yesterday was very beneficial in what we was trying to do with that small lineup.
Hey Melo, LeBron has scored 30 points in 5 straight games. I believe he's one of the oldest ever to do that. As his peer, relatively the same age. I mean, can you put that into context and sort of how tough it is to kind of take on that scoring load at this point in his career?
Well, the ball is still in his hands. That's not something that his scoring ability is not something that's just going to dissipate overnight or he's going to lose that. I think it's easier now, the way that the game is being called, the way that there's like tonight, there was no traditional bigs. There was no bigs, down there. So each game is different, going up against different teams. Different teams have different schemes for him. But as far as scoring the basketball, I think that's one of his most underappreciated aspects of his game. He's always been able to score the basketball, and now he's just taking advantage of that, especially when he's at the 4 and he's at the 5 and he's setting picks and he's rolling to the basket. He's a big target, and you got to find him. He's taking advantage of that.
Dan, please. Melo, as your career has kind of mirrored LeBron's, curious, have you guys ever really talked about longevity as sort of like the concept and what it takes to stay hungry in this game? And
he go right here. You want to ask him? He coming. I'm not asking the questions though. No, we've never talked about that. That's not a conversation that we have. Yes, we know this is 19 years for both of us, but we're just enjoying the game. We just coming to work every day, enjoying the game, doing what we got to do. Because we want to win, and that's the goal. So when you want to win and you have a goal, you're going to do everything you can to try to reach that, whether you 36, 37, or whether you're 19 or 20. The age today is not the same as when I first came into the NBA. 35 was 34, 33. Those guys was ready to get out the league when I came in. Now you have, we're the oldest statesman, 36, 37 in this league with 19 years and still being able to do what we're capable of doing.
To follow, sorry, Noah, to follow up on that really quickly. Is that just training and stuff? I mean, I kind of imagine when you walked in the league, like the old guys, like they all probably look like Robert Parrish or something like that. Like no disrespect, but you know what I mean? Like what you're saying.
It's training. It's staying ahead of the game, doing what you got to do to take care, your body, your mind. I think that's what it comes down to, and being smart. Working smarter, not harder. Is what. When you get to this point in your career is how you got to look at it.
The last question.
But I'm going to let you talk to him. He's about to come in, so.
Bill, you there?
Yeah, hey, sorry, Melo. Talking about the way your career has kind of mirrored LeBron's in a sense, you guys came in as, two small forwards, and obviously you have to evolve to, stick over time. But LeBron said on the broadcast that this was the first time he started at center in his career. Does that strike you any certain way just about his versatility and the evolution when you consider, led the league in assists 2 years ago and here he is now?
Well, it's like you said, it's the evolution of the game. You have fives playing on the perimeter now. You look at somebody like Christian Wood tonight. He's playing on the perimeter. He's shooting threes. It was times where I was out there at the 5. LeBron is at the 5. That's just how this new age, this new game is being played. And you got to adapt and you got to adjust and you got to stay sharp because if you don't, then you'll get left behind.